to figure out why is this group being ignored? So one of the things we did is we asked marketers from categories, people of different ages, what percent of spending do you think is accounted by between the consumers under 35, so the millennials basically, the Gen Xers 35 to 54, consumers 55 plus. These are the actual numbers. This is based on consumer spending, actual US consumer spending data, okay? So these are actual numbers. So the under 35s, millennials, only account for 18% of all spending, right? And you see the Gen Xers, the 55 plus, 40%. What do you think marketers estimated the spend was for millennials? Sorry, I had 54? 30-something? 38%. Millennials only account for 18% of all spending out there. That's across all categories, right? You see them in restaurants, right? They're spending money there. They're paying their rent. They don't have a lot of money for anything else, right? But marketers think, oh, they're trying to justify why they're spending all their money against the younger group because they think they have more money than they do, and they don't. So that's the first reason why marketers and businesses are missing the boat. And here's the actual numbers. Or sorry, here are the estimates again, based by group. So they're overestimating millennial spending and underestimating older consumers. So that's the first reason. So this chart here looks at some of the categories. Again, this is the same consumer spending index. And the first number says on top here, so for example, forget healthcare, food at home. It's a $236 billion industry of what people are spending their money on in the US, right? The number below, 42% of all food at home is being purchased by people 55 years and older. How much marketing do you see for brands people are buying in grocery stores largely that are targeted at older consumers, right? Hardly anything. Everyone's buying groceries, but this group accounts for over 40%. Food away from home, restaurants, $159 billion industry, 36% accounted for by people over 55. Vehicle purchases. How many young people are buying cars today? Not a lot, right? Between the cost of insurance, the availability of Uber, Lyft, other car sharing, excuse me, they're just not doing it. In fact, 1.5 active agers buy new cars 1.5 times more than anyone else. Are the car companies going after this group? No. Household furnishings and equipment, $110 billion business, 43% being purchased by people 55 plus. Who do you think is driving the renovation business? Over half of all renovation dollars are being spent by people. Largely you want to age in place, and I'll talk a bit more about that. And then some other categories here. Alcohol, I love. A $30 billion business. Well, now the cannabis is here, not so much, but a $30 billion business, over 40% being purchased by active aging consumers, right? So the numbers are there. So why marketers and businesses don't see this? This is basic stuff. They're just not seeing it.